What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I'm going to be taking you through one of my favorite cardio and core finishers that you can add at the end of any of your workouts. Preferably, I like to add any cardio core finishers at the end of my upper body workouts because I don't know about you guys, but doing any sort of cardio or core finisher at the end of leg day is a big no because you're just exhausted. So if you want to add this at the end of any of your upper body workouts, or if you want to add this on any of your active rest days, or even just as a cardio day, you can do that as well. But this is very quick and very efficient, and it's not going to take you a ton of time whatsoever. So that being said, let's jump into it. To start off this core and cardio day, we're gonna be using one of my favorite pieces of cardio machine equipment ever, which is the Stairmaster. Why? Why is this my favorite machine ever when a lot of people actually despise it? Because it builds a really strong core. So aesthetics aside, your core goes deeper than just your abs, like the external part of your core, right? Which is what people like see externally. Your core is like deep. And remember I said your core is actually everything. It's the whole trunk of your body here. That's the trunk that is in front of you, but it also braces your entire spine as well. So with a Stairmaster, think about when you're climbing stairs, right? You're climbing like one step at a time. It's like a unilateral movement. And any sort of unilateral movement or climbing movement, your body has to stabilize your core so that you're balanced. So to keep balance on this, your core is constantly working. So not only are you burning a load of calories and you're at a steady heart rate the entire time, but you're also keeping your core stable, and your core is constantly being worked because of the climbing. So with the Stairmaster, I like to, like I said, keep my heart rate at a steady pace. So sometimes if I'm feeling a little funky, I'll like to do some sort of like HIIT circuit on the stairs, but that's not really often, where I would do like, okay, like 1 minute, kind of like a sprint, then slow it down, then this and that. But no, lately I've been really loving just keeping it 15 minutes, which we're gonna do today, 15 minutes on the stairs at like a steady pace. So I would say the first 5 minutes, every Stairmaster is different, but for mine at commercial gyms and stuff like that, I start at 5 minutes at speed 7 to 8. And then the next 5 minutes, I go up to speed 10 to 11. And then the last 5 minutes, I go at speed 11 to 12. So like my max would be like 12 for the last 5 minutes. So, but constantly I'm kind of keeping a constant pace, just raising it by increments as the time goes on. And yeah, that's just how I like to do my stairs. And remember, keep your core tight. See how like my core is like constantly engaged here to keep balance. So if you find that you're wobbly on the stairs, that means that you might have a weak core because you're not embracing your core. So tighten your core as if someone's gonna tickle you. Look at the middle and try and stay in the middle without like being wavy like that. That's how you know you'll tighten your core, if you're not like wobbling side to side. So 15 minutes of this, and then we'll go right into our core work. So after we're done the Stairmaster, we're gonna hop right into the first circuit, and it's gonna be 3 rounds of overhead plate, single leg reverse lunges, right into crunch, per side, drop the plate, then we're gonna go right onto hanging bars, and we're gonna do 10 reps of hanging leg raises. And we're gonna do that for 3 rounds, 10 seconds rest in between each exercise, and then only a 30-second rest in between a completed round. So it's pretty like quick, short rest times just to get in and out kind of the gym. So that's why like when you're doing any sort of like core finisher, cardio core finisher, think short rest times. We're getting it done quick. We're not taking like as long rest as you would as if you're like lifting weights, you know what I mean? So why do I love overhead movements when trying to build a strong core? Because overhead movements force your core to stabilize your entire body. Because when you're pressing something over your head, do you notice ever sometimes you feel a little bit wobbly? That's probably, again, why you're feeling wobbly on the Stairmaster, why you're feeling wobbly here is because you need to engage your core. You need to tighten your core. So when you have any sort of overhead movement, like if you're, say you're helping move things around the house, and have you ever noticed you're carrying something over your head? You're like, oh my gosh, like I need to stabilize myself. Your brain automatically engages your core to stabilize your whole body. So this is why I love overhead type movements, to help build a really strong internal core, which gives you that obvious aesthetic external look as well. Because when you build a strong internal core, the aesthetics come after, guys. We got to think about inner beauty first, inner strength. Hold it above. This is a 25-pound plate, so something decently heavy enough. And then we're gonna do single leg. I'm keeping my core tight. Crunch. Crunch. Why I like also not just this overhead movement, this is a really full core focused exercise because it's not only an overhead movement, but when you're doing any sort of unilateral movement, so Bulgarian split squats, lunges, anything like that, those also engage your core as well, because unilateral exercises force your core to maintain your stability, because now you're like focused all your weight onto one leg. So now you have to maintain your stability, meaning your core has to stay engaged. So you're getting the best of both worlds here, an overhead movement plus a unilateral reverse lunging movement. So your entire core is now forced to be like, okay, we really gotta lock in. We gotta lock in now and keep this girl stable. And then you're gonna come up and drive. So it's like a crunch. So then you're crunching on top of it as well. Guys, love this movement. Honestly, I love it. Underrated. When you reverse down, take it a little slow and then drive up aggressively. It's like a power movement. Wow. Those overhead reverse lunges, I'm telling you, it's good. So now we're gonna do the hanging leg raises. So only take a 10-second break in between that to pretty much set yourself up to get up here. And then with a hanging leg raise, again, you want to fully vacuum, basically. Like you wanna vacuum and suck your belly button into the back of your spine. So imagine that, you're sucking your belly button to the back of your spine when you're fully extended. And then when you're crunching up, again, brace your core and crunch up. So you'll see it, just by watching it, you'll see how I'm vacuuming in when I'm releasing. And then when I'm crunching up, my entire core's tensing up to get my legs up. But don't curve your spine, eh? Keep your spine neutral at all times. Don't like swing back like this before you come up. No. Straight spine, then come up. So your back should be straight like this, not like this. Not like this. So for the final circuit of this core and cardio burnout, we're gonna be doing 3 rounds of a plate circuit. So get a large plate like this if you have available, or if it's small, that's fine too. I just find large is easier to work with, but get a 10-pound or a 5-pound plate, so decently like light and easy to work with. For the first exercise of this circuit, we're gonna be doing 15 sit-up into press with the plate. Then we're gonna go right into 12 plate V-ups. And then the third one will be 12 single leg plate toe touches per side. And then we're gonna finish off by putting the plate on our back, and we're gonna do a 30-second plank hold. And then we're gonna repeat it, obviously another 2 rounds with a 30-second rest in between rounds and a 15-second rest in between each exercise within the round. So form tips for plate sit up into press. You want to suck in your belly button. Imagine your belly button, you wanna suck it into the back of your spine. That's what you want to, like, every time you come down from the sit up and your back is on the floor, suck your belly button all the way to the back of your spine, picture that, and then you're gonna crunch up and then drive the plate up with a press. So when you do that, it prevents your back from arching on the floor, because what I see a lot of the time when people don't suck their belly button into the back of their spine is they arch on the floor, which is really bad, because now your lower spine is being affected, and instead of your core being engaged, for your entire core to be engaged when you're doing any sort of like sit up or like crunching movement, you don't want this like arch on the floor. Like you're just gonna cause lower back injury. So although this may look nicer, like this is a pretty like beach photo look or whatever, it's not good. It's really not good for your back. What we're gonna do is there's no gap. I can't fit my hand underneath here. You don't want to be able to fit your hand underneath your lower back when you're doing any sort of sit-ups, crunches, whatever the heck you're doing that's ab work on the floor. From this to that. That's how you're gonna properly engage your core without hurting your lower spine. Then the next one's going to be the 12 plate V-ups. So basically you're going to get on the floor again as if you're gonna sit up, except this time you're going to raise your legs with you in the sit-up. So you're gonna meet in the middle. Your plate is gonna meet your toes in the middle. And that's why it's called like a V, because you're kind of forming like a little V. And same form tip there as well. Every time you come down from the V-up, you suck your belly button into the floor, into the back of your spine, so that there's no gap or gaping between your lower back and the floor. That's how you're gonna prevent lower back injury, and that's how you're gonna get the full benefits of these exercises for your core. Then the next one's gonna be single leg movement per side. So we're gonna do 12 reps per side, where we're gonna do 12 plate to toe touches. So similar to the V-up, except it's gonna be a single leg movement per side. So your other leg's gonna be planted on the floor, whilst your other working leg is gonna be, again, meeting the plate in the middle to form a sort of V, except we're working on one leg at a time. And then the final exercise of the circuit, my form tip for that is going to be the plank, right? The weighted plank. So how you're gonna set up that, if you don't have anybody to put a plate on top of you, is it's gonna be like this. You're gonna grab the plate, and don't worry, because it's a light enough plate. It's like you guys either have a 5 or a 10 pound. It's not like you're working with a 45-pound plate here. You're gonna get into like a all fours position, take the plate like that, work on your shoulder mobility. I don't want to hear any excuses. You should be able to do this. If not, we have some issues here, guys. We got to work on our shoulder mobility. The bottom of the plate should be closer to your glutes, and the top of the plate should be resting around like your rear delts, upper back, and then the middle of the plate like that. And then you're gonna get down while it's balancing, and then you're gonna keep your spine neutral, no curving like this, okay? No hips dipping to the ground and tummy dipping to the ground, no butt in the air. Like, no, these are wrong. Neutral spine, core engaged, because when you keep your core tight in a plank position, you won't have to deal with any of those issues of overarching or bum in the air. So that's how you know you're like engaging your core properly. If you find that like you're not doing any of those, that's good. That means that your core is properly engaged and you're able to keep a completely straight and neutral line in your back and balance like basically a glass on the top of your back the entire movement, which is really good. So that's the proper form for a plank. And yes, it's a weighted plank, so this is gonna be hard. That concludes today's cardio and core finisher. Let me know if you guys give it a try at the end of one of your workouts, or if you try it completely on its own. It's great for both, but it should be in and out, very quick and very efficient, and also very sweaty. And your core should be on fire by the end of this. So let me know if you guys give it a try. If you wanna see more workouts like this in the comments below, or if you wanna see another one of my favorite core workouts, because you know I love posting my core workouts, so let me know if you wanna see that. But make sure to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one.